so's baby mum. And you're like, oh, belly. And then you're like, hold on a minute. This didn't happen just 2 months ago because belly's out. Do you understand what?
Pretty and bougie, sweet like smoothie.
What's up, guys? So let's get right into the meat of the matter. Let's talk long distance relationships. So, Miss London, let's firstly ask you if you have a long distance situation or relationship.
Yeah, we could call it a relationship/situation.
Relationship/situation. All right, so tell us a little bit more. How does that work for you, knowing that, you know, you work, you get your stuff done overseas, and then you have a little bookie here? You know, how does that work for you? How does that make you feel, you know?
I mean, it's nice. It's nice. I like him. But it's one of those situations where, you know, when you're still trying to figure it out. And yeah, you're still learning each other and the whole distance and being here and yeah, working it out.
Honestly, people, it's not for me. I don't even.
What in a sense, me. Like you wouldn't do a long distance relationship?
I don't think I could do a long distance relationship due to the fact that I like when my person is present and I have them around me. It's not a clingy feel. I can be just like how you are now. You're sitting over there, I'm sitting here. But my person being away, I don't know if I could do a relationship with somebody being in a different country.
You know, it's funny that you say that because my person said to me the other day, it works for us that we have that long distance.
Yeah, you can make it work.
Sometimes when you're like a fiery attitude or like I like to argue and bit
so
toxic.
You believe that the break is good?
Sometimes you gotta miss each other a bit, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
So speaking of missing each other, how do you know when things are dying, or how do you know that it's like close to the time where things are going to end? Because I'm sure this is your first long distance relationship.
Do I have to disclose?
No, you don't. So
yeah,
if you have the experience, give your insight on it. Basically, like tell me, how do you know when it's time for that chapter to close or when it's coming to an end?
Do you know what? When it's not fulfilling you, you see, when it's not giving you what you want it to give, you see, especially when you're an independent woman, when you know what you bring to the table, when you know how you are as a woman, it just comes to that point where you see when something ain't fulfilling you, it just ain't fulfilling you, and nothing can't shake that feeling. And I don't know what it is with me, but for some reason I always seem to
sense it.
Not even sense it. I get an energy, or like God always makes something happen for me to say,
yeah, like I open
done. Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same thing for me too. And I'm always like, I'm very versed on energies. And the minute you switch up, I'm gonna sense that something is off, because there ain't no way for the good amount of months everything was cool, classy, sleek and simple. And then you start behaving like no.
But then you know what? Men have a way of, you see, especially when it's long distance as well, back to the whole long distance argument. Men have a tendency to kind of know how to navigate and hide certain things. Because why I say this is because a situation, I won't go into too much details, but a situation that occurred when I was here back in December, January.
Okay.
And that situation was the woman was pregnant, but I didn't know then. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I did not know then. When I've come back now in June, gone somewhere, I'm like, oh, I know that's so-and-so's baby mum. And you're like, oh, belly. And then you're like, hold on a minute. This didn't happen just 2 months ago because Belly's out. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like when I was here the other day back in December, January, you didn't say then, and that was the situation then, because Belly's showing now and baby's coming. Do you get what I mean? So again, when you're in a long distance relationship, men have a tendency to kind of hide things and know how to hide things. It's easy to do that. Do you get what I mean? Because you're in one place and he's in another place,
and he believes there's no way that you're gonna find out.
And it's like it's two different lives. You get it?
What's in like the dark, a double life people must come out to light. Yeah,
I agree.
When you need to be honest with the woman there before you take up on yourself and go there with them. Especially if it's a long distance relationship.
And don't take up what you can't manage.
If you really respect the person, like you say, you really respect them, there's no need for you to hide anything at all. Point blank, period. Right. Great. So, moving on to our next topic, right? How important is friendship in a relationship?
Very important.
Why you say so?
Because I believe that, you see, when you have a friendship with that person, nothing beats that. Because you see, even after you and them done, you still got a friendship within that.
Do you think so though? Because I believe a lot of relationships end friendships. I believe that a lot of friendships end because they end up getting into a situation, end up being together, and it does not work out in the end.
If you're friends before you get into a relationship, then yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. But if you get into a relationship and like say you're talking to a guy and it's dating, mm-hmm. You know naturally in your head you like that person, isn't it? Yeah. You know naturally you're not going to just friend zone that person, right? Unless you've set it in your head that you're going to friend zone that person, naturally you like that person. Mm-hmm. But then I also believe that like having conversations, laughing, doing things that like friends do, like normal stuff, like casual, let's go to eat. Not like going to eat, but like, I mean like just normal friend stuff, like just having a laugh. Let's just chill and just make food, or do you know what I mean? Let's just do casual, normal stuff, because I feel like that builds
that's what keeps
the foundation of a relationship, and what makes it kind of makes you want to love on each other more. When you've got that friendship in a relationship, it makes you want to love on each other more. Then again, you clash, but I feel like in a friendship, if you don't clash with your friends, it's not a real friendship. So yeah, it works the same for a relationship.
Okay.
What would you say?
Honestly, I think, as I say, it's important to have a friendship before getting into a relationship.
Yeah.
I think friendship basically helps you to intertwine the talking stage and everything in one. It's kind of like killing many birds with a stone.
In one stone. Yeah, I agree.
Because you're going to be around each other a lot, or majority of the time, especially if you have a really close bond. Mm-hmm. And because of that, you're going to know how it is when you guys are going to be together. It's going to kind of give like a little living scenario, except that you're not going to be living together, but it is going to give a kind of outlook on the day-to-day activities or how the relationship will be. But sometimes it's contradicting as well.
Yeah,
because how the person is in a friendship can also change when the relationship begins. So, yeah, we have a good friendship, etc. But what we'll be doing as friends, we may not be doing in a relationship.
So meaning like when intimacy gets involved. But then I still think that keeps that fresh. Because I'm a kind of person like this. My friends, I don't see them all the time. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, when it's your man, you want to see your man all the time. But then at the same time, it still keeps it fresh when you don't see them all the time, because it makes you miss
them and want you. Like,
but
that
then
big
it's
song.
like when you're together, I strongly believe in having that bond as a friend, as in like it don't has to be technically man and woman. Oh, and there you go, let's lay down, have sex. Like no, like I mean, let's have a laugh. Like let's joke about. Let's talk about how the world started. Do you get what I mean? Because I feel like that's what makes a relationship more deeper. You know your person knows you, innit? Because then at the same time you've got different opinions
on
and then we can agree to disagree. You can make a joke about it, like, no, I don't think that's that. But then, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. So what I was kind of saying too is the fact that, say for example, you and I are together, and we do our day-to-day activities, but when me and you supposed to actually be in a relationship now, we have no time for each other. We're busy. So there's many ways that friendships can either, you know, grow when you're in the relationship. It grows to become something even more beautiful than it was before. Or it can literally tarnish the reputation of the friendship, meaning that it just won't be the same. So that's what I'm saying. It would have to be a case where you, like, the two persons come together to say, okay, this is how it's going to work. I think establishing boundaries and everything from the get-go,
making it important that you do that,
practicing that, is what is going to let the friendship flourish. Like, you cannot go into a relationship, you be friends, whatever the case is, but you never discuss how the future is going to go.
No.
And then when we reach into the future now, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing there to solidify or lean on, because you guys didn't discuss it from the get-go.
It's not even like much just discuss it. It's more like we didn't establish it. We didn't get to doing anything around it to say, you know?
All right. So let us move on to dating in the digital age. So for y'all who don't know, we're in the digital age now, which means
TikTok,
we're doing a lot of online dating. A lot of online dating, especially like, this generation.
Do you feel so?
I think, like, big up my friend that's in New York right now that find a good man on a dating app.
Oh, really?
And them
that's good.
is like some little church kind of,
Oh, that's nice.
She prayed for the man that she has now, and I'm very, very happy for her.
I wonder if that's what I need.
She was dating on a dating, like she was finding somebody through a dating app, because I think New York is a lot like Jamaica. The culture for dating is not there. It's limited. And I think it's the same for England too.
100%.
Like, the culture for dating is not there. So a lot of persons are now heading to the online dating space where they can find persons from close by or far.
Our online dating culture in London, England, our online dating culture is based really just around sex.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily...
That's like same thing in Jamaica too.
Getting to know me, getting to know you, let's go. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not... It's more of like a hookup. Like, I was on dating apps and I just was like, F this.
Let's not
haven't got time. Do you know what I mean?
Now.
But I know some people that's gone on them and they found
their person.
But then even when you expand your search on them sites, it's like...
So let me ask you a question. Do you think all the good men are taken? Because I remember when I went to London in 2019 and I was having this chat with my friends, and they were basically talking about how the dating space in London is dead. And they're like, a lot of the men are taken. A lot of the good men, the men that are potential husbands, etc., they're all taken. And it is now the ones that are either scooping for the last or whatever the case is that are available. Do you have that same sentiment?
What, based in London?
Yeah, not just London, like being up here in Jamaica as well. Do you think the dating sphere is all that? Like, do you think all the good men are taken, married, have kids, whatever the case is?
No, because do you know what? I feel like we live amongst a lot of population, and what society is saying is the norm is no longer the norm anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, meaning our mum and dad days, we don't live in them days anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I just feel like there are good men taken. I feel like there are still good men out there.
A very small population.
I feel like a lot of the guys nowadays are quite sassy.
On love princess treatment too much and soft life.
They're a bit sassy with the things that they want, and like they're trying to be a bit like us nowadays with the dating scene, but that's fine because they want a woman that's working and independent and can
bring them
that chalk in the table,
open the doors,
and which I respect that, because at the same time it's just like, no man don't want a girl that can't. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I respect that in that sense, but then I feel like a man chooses to be good, and a man chooses to settle when they want to settle, and I don't think no right woman can do that. I feel like a man has to want that for himself.
Yeah, of course.
Do you get it? And I feel like
because a lot you could have sit down and talk to a man about getting married and whatever the case is for how long, Jesus knows.
Yeah, some guys don't want to settle.
You sit down and share all your dreams and aspirations and want all of this for your life, and then
and then I believe that Jamaican men believe, not all Jamaican men, I don't want to tarnish them, but like Jamaican men believe like they can have more than one woman and you can love more than one person. They want
non-monogamous relationships.
And it's like they kind of live in like, not live, because that's a bit of a disrespect, but like more of so how Islam men think.
Their mentality.
Not how they think, but how Islam men,
their way of living
is they have more than one wife. Not all of them do, but some of them do. And you got some wives.
A lot of them would like to say it's from their ancestors, which is our African descent, and them.
So I feel like Jamaican men have that mentality. Then there's just something about them that just so different to the English.
I have a question, right? How long do you think it takes a man to know exactly what he wants in terms of me and you in a relationship? How long do you think it would take for, if I was a man, me the man, to basically decide when I want to marry you, etc.?
Do you know what? I think science says it's a known fact that men don't actually grow up till like after like 35 or something like that. So I feel like anything before that, I don't know, you might have to ask a man.
I don't,
because that would be a perception and my opinion.
Yeah.
And just based off what I know of men, do you get what I mean? But like they say 35, but I don't know. I've met younger guys that are quite mature
and they settle down
and know what they want. And do you get what I mean? So you can't really.
It goes back to the point where you were saying that when a man really knows what he wants, he is going to do the right thing. He is going to do the right thing. 100. Just like how you have, I saw this thing on social media the other day that a girl was basically saying, when a man really wants to do something for him, going to do it. So you don't need to ask for the roses, you don't need to ask for the chocolates, you don't need to ask for date nights, you don't need to ask for a lot of things, because when a man really wants to do, he is going to do.
100.
Even if him don't know how to do it, he's going to learn to do it.
Yeah, sometimes though, I feel like men need a little push. Sometimes not all men know how to navigate. So sometimes it takes a woman to come in their life and kind of teach them and show them.
That's true.
Things. Like today.
But what if you're the type of woman that you're also indecisive? You know what you want, but you don't know how to express it. Or you feel like you don't need to tell your man what it is that you want because he's supposed. You have a lot of females out there that think that men must read their minds and know what they want. Are you, what's your perspective on that?
I mean, as a woman, you should validate yourself before a man can validate you. Do you get it? That's law. Validate yourself as a woman. Know yourself. Know your self-worth. Know your self-love. Love love yourself first before you make a man give you that. Do you get what I mean? And then anything else after is added. You get it? But yeah, I just feel like you have to know yourself first as a person before a man can actually understand you and know you and navigate around that. Yeah.
Give you what you want. Well, guys, we have officially come to the end of this video. This is part 1. So catch us in part 2. Say bye.
Bye.